You're in the kitchen.
What's up, everybody? Anna and Dylan back with another episode of The Drop. Kind of hard to be consistent with these when we're traveling so much, and when Dylan is always hanging out with his buddy Matt Chow, though I don't blame him. He's far cooler than Dylan. It's definitely, understandable. Dylan, what do you have to say to all our fans?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Drop.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, Dylan, you know that your mom asked me for photos of me in the Team Dylan Frazier shirt. Do you know why that might be?
I do not know why. Probably to put it on Instagram or something.
She has 4
Do
followers.
you know why?
No.
No, for me to put it on Instagram.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so that was funny. I was wondering if she was going to try to compete with my mom, and, I don't know, some
your
Pickle
mom have
Peacock
Instagram?
competitor. Oh, yeah, Pickle Peacock. She's probably sent you a friend request on Facebook. All right, guys, I figure we'll start, a little PPA Texas recap, a little San Clemente PPA preview. A lot happened this weekend. Another good tournament. Double Triple Crown. Annalie, Queen stays queen. I think her record is 99-2, which is absolutely absurd, especially with the consolidation. First, Dylan, let's talk about men's doubles. Give me your recap. Tell me about your experience.
Okay, well, started out strong. Played a qualifier. Actually, we played a qualifier first round, and we went 3 with them.
Oh my god!
It was it was Vich Martinez, or no, that's Jaume. Shoot.
Wow.
I'm forgetting his name, but I played this guy in singles too. That's bad.
Straight disrespect.
But Eduardo is Azaria.
Oh, you're Azaria.
And Medina Alvarez.
Okay, yeah, I played Eduardo in mixed. He was good.
Yeah. So those two, but so it was actually kind of a rocky start. Honestly, sometimes it's good though. Like when you're playing those early rounds and you're kind of struggling to get in the match, it's like helpful to have someone push you a little bit, and then it kind of pushes you to raise your level so you're ready for like maybe a tougher team the next round, I think. But we did that. We played James and Tyson in the quarters, and didn't really play a full match. James was struggling in the heat, got a little dehydrated. I think it was hot out there. I heard a couple amateurs got sent to the hospital the previous day, but anyway, James was unable to finish the match after taking a medical timeout because I think he said he was having a heat stroke. And then we played Matt and Riley in the semifinals, won that, and then lost to Ben and Colin in the final. Ben and Colin are tough right now for us.
They are so tough. Let me ask you, okay, first question. So you have a 10 a.m. start time, right, for men's doubles. When are you waking up?
Probably on doubles day, a little bit later. Maybe and it depends on how far I am from the venue, but maybe 9.
For a 10 a.m.
8:30 to 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
How early would you recommend to other people to wake up?
It just depends on the person, really. Like some people have to get up.
Do you think you should wake up earlier? Do you think you might start your days a little better if you woke up a little earlier?
Yes, but I don't know if it's worth it because sometimes I wake up early and I feel sick because I didn't get enough sleep.
You feel sick?
So maybe not actually.
You feel sick. On the finals day, Brandon Lane was telling me that he had to wake you up and had to he was knocking on the door, no response, and he had to actually go into your room. I thought that was really funny.
Oh, B-Lane, yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to ask you. Okay, so in the match against Ben and Colin, I was watching this pretty focused. I usually don't watch men that focused, but give me the thought process for you and J-Dub. A, switching sides for a few points, and B, switching back.
Yeah. so this was in the third game, and I think we were down like 4 or 5-0 in the third game already. Like they went up on us pretty fast, and we took a timeout. Both of us are a little frustrated with how the match is playing out, and how we're not really it's not really a competitive match up until that point, or really I guess the whole time. But so we're both a little frustrated, and I'm like, might as well like change it up a little bit to see if anything happens, give them a different look. The Johns are so good when the point is structured, like when everything is structured and they know what's going on. They're so good at that. But when you disrupt it a little bit, when you mix some shots up and give them some variability, that's when they're a little bit vulnerable, I feel like. Um, so anyway, that was kind of the thought behind maybe trying to switch it up, down 5-0 in the third game after losing the first two. And it went okay. Like we kind of got back into the match a little bit. And then, but I mean, for both of us, it's just, we're not used to playing I'm not used to playing the left, and J-Dub's not used to playing the right side. So I think we were both just a little uncomfortable out there. And so we ended up going back to just stacking once we got back in the game.
I want to see more. I want to see more J-Dub on the right. I just want to see it. I want to see him because I actually think it could be interesting, right? Because obviously you're really good on the left. And then I feel like Dub's hands are faster than Ben's. Like, and just as heavy. So I don't know. I just think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're so right about the John. Like, what?
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say we were practicing with it today. Like it's something that we might have going forward, be able to do a little bit more.
Because it's like you said, like I don't even know if it's right to say that they're vulnerable when they don't know what's going on, or when it's a new pattern. But it's like they're a little less invulnerable. I think it's like I guess now we can transition to speaking about mixed. But in mixed, there's been that guy who's been hounding James and I to switch sides. Have we talked about this on the podcast? I don't think so. About this on the podcast. Yeah. So for everyone, there is a man who's been at the last couple PPAs as a volunteer who is obsessed with James and I switching sides in mixed. James has received some emails timestamped with every error he makes, and we both get hounded on Twitter. Dylan was even given a page of notes because this guy thought it would be good to go through Dylan to get to us about why James and I should switch sides, specifically against Ben and Anna Lee. And, we've talked to him a lot, he's done his research. And, we're like, this guy's a guru. He's passionate about this. He's like a savant. So we tried it. And we lost 5-5. Oh, just kidding though. But we just wanted to try it because I wasn't very sharp, and we were just doing really poorly with me on the right, and we were like, might as well try it. And I think it's something that we'll play around with more, like in general, and also against that team, because I'm generally a pretty good backhand cross-court dinker, and we're not too scared of Ben's like roll backhand at James. Like Ben tried it like on the first point in that orientation, and James just hit his nah like clean winner counter. So we'll see. I think we're gonna keep messing around with it, but definitely not our default. But it's interesting because I just felt like he kind of didn't know what to do as much. So I think you've got to try to get Ben and Colin in those situations. There was one point in your match where there was someone hit a speed up, maybe you, maybe J-Dub, I don't know, went off the net cord hard, almost hit Colin, didn't hit Colin. And I was like, that's really bad for him that they didn't just hit Colin with that net cord, because that's a good way to route.
Yeah, that could have turned it.
Colin played unbelievably well, though. I mean, Ben did too, but Colin is just
he's solid, yeah.
He's so solid. Let me look up Colin's duper right now. Free.
While you're doing that, let me just say it was funny. It was funny after your guys' mixed match against Ben and Anna Lee that this guy that has been telling you guys that you need to switch sides to beat them was watching that match, of course, and then was excited when you guys actually did switch sides and start to implement his master strategy.
That's really.
But after the game, he came up to me and he was like, it was working. It was working. Like he told me it was like you guys playing you on the left and James on the right. He told me that was working like probably 30 times. He was convinced that that's even though you guys lost the second game, he was convinced that that was the right strategy, the right move for you guys. And he said that it was just because you guys were a little unfamiliar with playing in that orientation and you made a couple of errors. Otherwise, probably would have been a lot closer and more competitive. And then James comes up while he's telling me this, and he just like very like obviously sarcastic says, "Bro, we lost 11-5, 11-5. Thanks for that." And then he just like throws his paddle down and like his hat or glasses or whatever he had with him, and then just walked away. And this and then the guy was like, "Was he being serious? Was he being? Did he actually mean that? There's no way he actually meant that."
That's
And
so
then
funny.
and then he's like, James is like walking away, and he's like, "It was working. It was working."
No, he's sweet. He watched like one of my very first tournaments. I think his name is Mike. I'm not certain, but I think his name is Mike. But he also like right immediately after the match. I think this might have been before your interaction. James and I were sitting like in the VIP area. Like I was like needed some time to cool off before speaking. And this guy starts walking up to us. He's got the biggest smile on his face. He was like, "It was working," and I just said, "Please leave us alone." And James was like,
Yeah.
she needs a minute. She needs it later. Like he was asking me, but I was just, I was upset. The match also ended so like I felt like I was just not as sharp as usual, but like it ended with Ben, like James attacking Ben's backhand up the line, and Ben put two hands on it, knew it was coming, crushes it, double hit. So it's going out. It's so hard. Net cord hits me as I'm trying to get out of the way, and I was just like, angry. But yeah, I mean that guy's I think he's onto something in general, but yeah, next, I mean, other notable results, you got fifth, and James and I got third, which was not without some drama.
Yes. I was there
Over
watching that
Federico
bronze
and
medal
Megan.
match. I would say that if I were listing like pickleball rivalries, I would say that James and Federico probably have the biggest rivalry in pickleball right now. So that their matches are always entertaining to watch because I feel like there's always a little bit of drama that goes on. Like when you guys played in what was the last Atlanta?
Yeah,
It wasn't really drama with each other. It wasn't really drama with each other, but there was clearly tension there, and Federico was kind of taking a little bit of it out on the referee in that match. But definitely, I feel like both teams really want to win when they play against each other. Both players rather. But yeah,
yeah.
I guess I'll let you tell the story of what was happening in your bronze medal match.
Well, you know, if the new Perseus and Scorpius lines get double the power and three times the spin, I think there's a legitimate argument that the Selkirk O2s get like 1.5 times the power and like two times the spin, you know, and we're up 7-2. Federico goes like, time out. I challenge this battle. I challenge it. And then, so then there was a little bit of like, because paddle challenges hardly happen, right? And then the rest don't really know what to do. And James didn't want to, he wasn't going to switch his paddle. He was like, this paddle's passed twice today. We weren't worried at all. And we proceeded to, and the first point out of the, you know, the timeout and all of this, I'm like talking to him, I'm like, okay, like, let's be smart. You know, I don't want him to get like overheated and like do something dumb. First point, like, there's a few shots, you know, the rally goes like 8 balls, right? He comes over, takes a forehand from me, like it would have been a dink for me. Full back speed up the line at Federico. I was like, of course he misses it in the net, you know, but I was just like, let's be smart. Let's be smart here. And then for the next like good amount of the match, we won the first like pretty dominantly 11-2, 11-3, and then we get up like 7-0, and they're just going like full bag at each other, like Federico more so than James. I mean, you watched the match, but that was my impression at least. It was like Federico was playing really dumb. He was like seeing red, and every time they like hit each other or won a hands exchange, someone said something funny. It's like Federico hit James and he said something and James was like, that was off the net, bro. Like that doesn't count. Or like James James like hit something on Fed and Fed goes, that was frame. Like it was just it was honestly really funny. And but then they like that's a tough team. They played really great together. I was really happy for both of them. I feel like Megan hasn't had great mixed results, and I never really understood why. Like she's not like I definitely feel like I'm a lot more solid than her in the forehand cross court dink, but she hits harder than me. Like she had a really good job of beating James up the line and everything, and she crashes really well. Big serve, big drive. I was happy for them. But yeah, then they got a couple points, and then it was really close from there on, and we just held on to our lead to win 11-8. But then yeah, Carl wasn't there to test the paddles, so it was like we were like very confident, but you're still like you can't help but be like, oh my god, it's like shoot, we won't know until the morning. But yeah, passed easily, and yeah, that's about all I have to say about the situation. Unless there's anything you want to add, Dylan, as a spectator.
Yeah, I'll just say from my perspective as a spectator of this match, I can understand why Federico was wanting to challenge the paddle because it was coming off pretty fast. But then again, James is known as being one of the heavier hitters on the tour, and he's using one of the more powerful paddles. So maybe a combination of those things. But Federico's, I mean, it's not like he hasn't played James before. He's seen James play before, but there was something about the way the ball was coming off the paddle that made him want to challenge it. So I don't know. My take was that in a situation where you're already down a game and you're losing the second game, it was probably a good challenge.
Yeah, I think it's a fine thing to do. You know, you just pay the fee if you're wrong. It's all good. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I wish they weren't beefing, or they're not beefing, but it's just like I wish there wasn't like all this extra like whenever we play against each other, and I don't fully get it because it's like Federico has beaten James and men's like almost every time this year, other than the first. But when they play in mixed, it's like this extra thing for some reason. I feel like their men's matches that I've watched are pretty chill and low key. I mean, yeah, like Pablo gave the fans the bird, but it wasn't anything towards Tyson and James. I mean that's the story, right? But I mean, we were all just eating. Where were we at? The boiling crab, maybe. I mean, we were all just eating like seafood boils together, and hashtag bonding. And Fed and Pablo were dying of mild spicy, which was pretty funny because Dylan is totally fine. And we got Indian food with Dylan. He got his at like a 1 out of 10 and he was totally fine. And Fed and Pablo were literally like, Federico especially was asking for water like nonstop. But
he was breathing pretty heavy the whole time.
Yeah. No, he was like, water, please, water. He needs more ranch, because it was not even that spicy. But yeah. And then, you anything else to say about mixed, Dylan?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay, women's doubles. Big time gold for Annalie and Catherine. Not a surprise there by any means. Me and Lace got bronze, and Megan and Etta got silver. Really happy for them. They played great. Losing in the semi was a little frustrating because I felt like Lacey and I were in a good spot and then just kind of let it get away at the end. And Etta wasn't playing her best either there at the end, so that kind of hurt. But I debuted my one-hand flick. Did you see any of them, Dylan?
I did not.
Are you kidding me?
But I feel like it wasn't. I don't think it was the debut because I've seen you try it before.
Yeah, but like in a tournament, it's like I was literally hitting so many that NML tweeted about it.
Oh, really?
But you're not on Twitter and you don't like me enough to watch me play women's doubles, so it's fine.
Sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I was actually hitting it really well. Watch out, girlies. Everyone needs to watch out because if I start taking some dinks out of the air on my backhand side, you guys can't all hit the really deep dinks over there because I'm going to take 72 steps off the line. Okay? I'm coming. But yeah, good performance. I thought Rachel Rohrbacher had a good debut. She played with both Regina and Johnny Goldberg. I thought she played great. I knew her from tennis in Florida, so I was happy for her. Happy to see her do well. And I think that's about all I have to say about women's. I thought Leia and Jessie played really well together in their semi, and in the bronze, they were just both a little off. It had been a long wait for us, which was unfortunate. And Leia had just had her epic women's singles match against Anna Lee. That some drama in that one too. Hopefully
Yeah,
the
that's a good final.
Flies and come together under James's leadership.
Yeah.
Our chemistry's gone. If I'm leading this team,
Hayden leads the team, right?
we need him to.
Hayden leads. I think Hayden leads the team. Big H. Big H.
He's the biggest guy on our team. That's for damn sure. Anna knows that.
Thanks, James. Thank you, James. Today, me and Travis beat Hayden and Rob Nunnery not once, but twice.
Really?
Pretty solid. Yeah.
That's a big win for you because you always say that Hayden is a bad matchup for you.
I don't like playing Hayden, even though I did beat him 15-0 last time. 15-0, Hayden. Don't you forget it. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, women's singles, lots of drama in that match. I was so happy for Leia that it was close. I think she can only be proud of that match on the whole. The new paddle definitely helps me too. I'm excited to play singles with it this weekend. Lee's comments, I know she didn't mean any offense, but they're very funny, honestly. Very funny. And James actually stole my joke regarding the paddles to claim that Selkirk paddles have like a larger multiplier of spin and power. So that was my joke, everyone. A lot of his jokes are actually my jokes, but they're just not as funny when I deliver them. Would you say that's true, James? He said, yeah, but he's not even listening to me. I could have asked him anything. Men's singles, Jaume, total stud. That was really cool to watch him. Just he totally redlined against Federico. What was your experience playing against him? Because he's not that tall.
He's not tall, but he anticipates really well, and he's super fast. And he got hot.
Hard over height.
His level will get hard over height. Yep. He played really well against Fed, though. Like those.
Sorry.
Maybe. Probably not. I don't think he'd be a good rebounder. No, height is definitely important for rebounding. But yeah, definitely no lack of heart. I don't think there was really there wasn't much Federico could have done in that last game against him in their singles match. He was just every ball he touched was finding a line somehow. So he was playing really well. Got a game off Ben in the finals. Not easy to do. I think he's playing singles this tournament. This San Clemente tournament. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah. Dylan, you're 5'11", right?
5'11" and 3/4.
Right. I forgot about that. Sorry. So you're just as tall as Kyle Lowry.
Am I? Is he 5'11" as well?
Yeah, he's 5'11". And I was watching the finals tonight, and he got a few rebounds. So, do you think you could get a few rebounds in the NBA?
In the NBA, for sure. If it bounced toward me, I can catch it.
But I just thought he was just pulling in rebounds. Like, I don't know if I see that.
Yeah,
if I see you capable of that. So, do you just not have the heart?
No, I could definitely get a rebound if the ball bounced my way.
I don't know if I see it.
You don't think I could get a rebound?
No.
If the
Kyle
ball bounced
Lowry,
toward me?
James has been teaching me about basketball, and that man has a dump truck. And James said that helps you box other people out.
Yeah.
I don't think you have a dump truck, Dylan. I don't think you're pulling in any rebounds. I think I would get rebounds over you. I just don't think you're a fighter like that.
Really? It's all.
James
you
just said that
box
you'd be a
out,
great rebounder. I don't think so. I know you play rec basketball, but
so much of it just depends on where the ball bounces. Like if it bounces to you, all you have to do is catch it.
Dylan, how good of a free throw shooter are you? Like, what's your percentages?
Probably 60-65%, but I'm a
Yeah.
little rusty.
Okay, if you
Yeah.
were practiced, what do you think?
Probably 90. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
If I were practice, if I practiced a lot, I don't know. Maybe I could get to like 75%. Maybe.
Do you think that's
80?
fair?
I don't
Do you
know.
think you could get to 75, 80? Okay. What do you think I could get to?
I mean, what am I getting? I shoot 10 free throws. I could probably make 7.
Okay,
I
what do you
think,
think I
I don't
could
know. I
get
haven't
to?
seen you play basketball.
Doesn't matter. What do you think?
Like, how much time do you have?
I have a day to practice.
In a day?
I have a day to practice, and then like the next day is my test.
3 out of 10.
I'm not even better than Shaq.
Nah.
Come on, I'd be so much better than Shaq. I would be so much
What do
better
you
than
think
Shaq. I think I could get to 60.
Think so?
Yeah, if I practice.
James? Oh, no. James
I
said
would
no.
be so much better than Shaq.
But no.
Yes. At shooting free throws?
She would maybe be 3 right now, and if she practiced for a day, like 2.5. It would get worse. Trying to.
No. He's capping so hard. Like, literally 2 days ago, we were talking about this while we got Andy's frozen custard, and he was like, yeah, you would be way better than Shaq. So he's just trying to be difficult.
I was trying to be a good boyfriend then.
So why are you choosing to be a bad boyfriend when I'm recording and this is going to get posted?
I'm honest for the people at home.
No, that's best. No, I would be better than Shaq. I would average at least 50% because we looked up Shaq's. I'm just really into basketball right now. I think it's so fun to watch. Pulling for the Heat, obviously, because Flo Rida. But yeah. Don't think I have anything else to say about Texas. Is there anything else to say about Texas? Is there anyone we're neglecting to mention? Don't think so.
I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay. St. Clemente preview. I am playing women's doubles with Megan Fudge because Vivian David is still being plagued by her injury, still lingering. Like she thought there was a good chance she'd be okay, but she wasn't sure. And so, thought I'd just find someone else. It wasn't a big deal. But yet again, I only had like 3 hours to do it. Thankfully, Megan Fudge is able to play with me. So that's who I'm playing women's with, obviously playing mixed with James. I saw an interesting stat that Josh Gartman posted that I have made the semifinals with 7 different partners this year, like 2 in mixed, 5 in women's. And so I actually think Megan and I have a doable draw to make it. We'll see. That'd be kind of crazy. You probably wouldn't be capable of that, putting up those kinds of numbers, though, Dylan. Who are you playing with this weekend?
Maybe if
Sorry.
I'm playing with
No, what were you going to say?
Andrea. I was going to say maybe if my draws were as thin as women's doubles, it'd be possible. But in the men's doubles, it's a little bit tougher. Like we're actually having to play some good pickleball out there.
Oh, stop it! You have never not medaled in men's doubles. It's literally like your 3 teams and then everyone else. It's effectively the same thing.
No, that doesn't mean it's easy. For now. I'm playing with Andrea.
You wake up an hour before the start time.
Yeah, that's a long time. I can, how many, what you
He wakes up.
You know what you can do in an hour?
What are you doing in that hour?
If you wanted to, I'm not saying this is what I do, but in an hour you could stretch, you could get something to eat, you could warm up a couple times.
You don't do that.
You could talk. I mean, I don't, but I'm saying you could. Like an hour is a long time.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, I'm playing with Andrea and JW this tournament. Andrea's on my MLP team, and we're just trying to get the team chemistry going early with maybe a successful mixed doubles day, hopefully. I know Anna was asked to play with an MLP teammate of hers, and she declined because she doesn't want it as badly as the BLQK Bears. And all I have to say is that I think that kind of dedication will reflect in the results of the next MLP.
That's a fair statement. Yeah. But this is a necessary asterisk. I was prepositioned to play mixed doubles with an MLP teammate, but that would have required the dropping of another of my MLP teammates. So I think I just kind of did the right thing, and for the preservation. I was not seriously asked. It was proposed, because MLP is one chance, one shot, but why not go for one more shot? You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm making sense.
I don't know why you wouldn't go for the MLP win. MLP is the biggest event in our sport right now.
It's honestly very much fair. I mean, what is it? It's like, yeah, I think the Hustlers are in like third place overall to make the super final, and I hope Thomas Wilson is healthy, but he's not playing this tournament either, and it's just reality. I think they're in the softest pool, most top heavy for the Mad Drops in Seattle, but if Thomas Wilson is out or not at 100%, it helps like my team, your team, and like the fives, I think, are the next three teams in contention to make the super final. So I hope he's fine though. Yeah, I hope he's fine, but we'll see. One thing I forgot to say about Texas. Gotta shout out the hype guys. That's what they're calling themselves. Canton and Eric. Studs. They were in like the most flamboyant, fratty outfits, and they just killed it from start to finish. They were like waving around the flag. It was absurd. I hope the PPA hires them because they were great. And they cheered for me a lot, so I'm a little biased. I don't know did they cheer for you? Did they like you?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, that's about right. They cheered for me more than you. They cheered for me more than you because I hit with them. Because I hit with them to warm me up. I think they cheered for me more than you.
I didn't even talk to them and they cheered for me.
Did they preposition you to be on your podcast?
Twice.
Three times. They want to be on the drop. We'll probably have to. Yes, they do. Sorry, no one can even hear James. I'm just like having a conversation with myself, and Dylan is just watching. I'm playing singles. I don't really want to play singles, but I feel like if I performed poorly in the Dream Breaker and I had not played singles with a new paddle, shout out my paddle, y'all. Anna Bright, Yola, 14mm Scorpeus paddle, the best of the best, at least 2 times the power and 3 times the spin, at a minimum. I'm playing singles though, and I actually have like about as good a draw as you could hope for, except for Annalie in the semis, which we'll see. Maybe I can put up a fight. Yeah, Dylan, do you have anything else to say about San Clemente? Any storylines? Anything else you want to add?
No. We were playing at the venue, and I was a little surprised to see that the center court area has like 1 court on it. So it looks really big.
Right, and not 3.
All the space around
It does.
Yeah, they had 3 last year. The entire space is just dedicated to 1 center court. So it's pretty big. Be excited.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a vibe, I was surprised to see that too, but it's such a beautiful venue. I think it'll be really sick for MLP, though I can't really imagine. I figured they were going to put 3 courts there for MLP, and it was just going to be, that was going to be where MLP happened, just on those 3 courts. But I don't know what they're going to do. But yeah. Really excited for the tournament on the whole. It'll be fun. Oh. We have a repeat first round. in San Clemente as we did in Texas. Do you know what it is, Dylan?
A repeat first round matchup?
In men's singles.
In men's singles? I do not know.
Anton Gudz versus Travis Rettenmeier. Round 2.
Oh, shoot.
Anton.
3-gamer.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, it was a 3-gamer. I was watching it. Anton firing it up. You know, he's talking to himself. I need to suffer. You know, Travis is rattled. And Anton keeps finding his way into these main draws. You know, I can't think of a win. This guy's had in a little bit. Maybe he steals a game here and there. I lost Anton in 5 games. And when I told Dylan that, he was surprised. But that's I honestly should have won. I should have beat him. But Dylan, do you think Anton gets through qualifying draw?
I think it depends on his draw. There's some good qualifiers right now, so I think the draw would have to be a good draw for him. Like if he ran into the right player, maybe not.
Who would be the right player?
I mean, there's a lot like Ross Whitaker, Brandon Lane. There's Matt says Grant Bond. There's a lot of there's a lot of good players in the qualifiers right now.
I don't think Anton beats Brandon Lane. That's all I'll say. Just kidding. I don't know. I would love to see it, honestly. I would love to see Anton grind a qualifier because I don't think anyone would want it more than him. But super great dude. And if I'm not playing, that's the match that I'm going to be watching. And I want it to be close because Anton is so funny. Dylan, anything else to say before we call it?
I think we covered it.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back next week with a little pre-San Clemente quick recap and a little MLP preview. We probably won't redo all the fighters because only like 4 teams changed, though the Masters are probably no longer far and away favorites. But, yeah.
But some of the teams got a little bit bigger.
That would not be your team. Sorry. Okay. that was so cringe, Dylan. And you're in a hoodie. All right. Bye, everyone.